Hello athletics fans and welcome to our coverage of the third fixture in the Top Flight Series of 2025, the Surrey Half Marathon.
The third fixture of the Top Flight Series in 2025, and what we are seeing here is Patrick Roddy from Thames Hare and Hounds hit the front, going off pretty strong. Now he has a half marathon PB of 67 minutes and 10 seconds, which was set in Copenhagen half marathon last year. Copenhagen being a really flat and fast course. It is one of those bucket list races out there, and also last year he actually placed 13th in the Top Flight Fulham race 10k in a time of 30:52. So great to see Patrick in another Top Flight race and hitting the front and looking strong.
Feedback from the course from our race director Chris Pars that there's a few rolling hills in there, but other than that it's a fairly flat and fast course. So that's really what the Top Flight races try and engage with to provide our athletes with opportunities to run quick. But we can see Patrick Roddy on the front there. Patrick does have a PB of 66:24, so he's no stranger to these longer distances.
And as we head out into the Surrey countryside, we have a pack of around about 8 to 9 athletes, and the likes of Sam Gabriel-Selassie is in the mix there, just sitting tucked in, taking his time, doing pretty similar tactics to what we saw out in Newcastle in January. And Jack Miller from Bristol and West also looking quite strong there as well.
You can see second place in the yellow vest. That's Johnny Cornish there, the Hercules and Wimbledon athlete. Johnny's fresh off a quick 14:20 PB in mid-February back over in Armagh. So that was a fantastic run from Johnny Cornish there. So as you can see, these athletes start to settle down into a pack, and you know that will be a bit of a relief to Patrick Roddy, I'd imagine, because the last thing he'd want is to be sat 15-20 metres up the road working by himself with the rest of the pack just sat, their eyes locked on him, using him as a physical marker, but also as a psychological marker, knowing that they've got him to rein in. So it's much easier working in a pack, and it's nice to see these athletes have all settled in together there. We can see in the Belgrave Harriers strip there, that's Sam Gabriel-Selassie there. So, viewers that have tuned into our previous races, especially Newcastle, Sam Gabriel-Selassie picked up top points there, beating Omar Ahmed over 10k. Sam Gabriel-Selassie, he had a fantastic run at Battersea Park as well, setting a PB there. It was 29:19. That was a huge PB for Sam Gabriel-Selassie there. So one thing I'll say about Sam is he knows how to race. We've seen that at Newcastle. He sat on Omar Ahmed, tracked him all the way, and then finished really strong.
And Jack Miller from Bristol and West, he actually finished 5th at Battersea Top Flight in the Top Flight Series last year for 5k in a time of 14:24, so not bad at all, getting a sub 15 minutes there in Battersea. He was also 24th at the British Cross Country Trials last year and 3rd in the Cross Challenge in Leeds this year, so a real strong performance out on the cross country scene.
But we can see the pack, it's settled down. Johnny Cornish on the front there still. Patrick Roddy still in the mix, and Sam Gabriel-Selassie. Now, there's a few vests in there that I believe are the Tracksmith vests, actually. And it looks like I can see a couple of pairs of the new Tracksmith carbon shoes out there. So it'll be interesting to get some feedback from the athletes on how they're finding things. I think third place that I can see in the navy Tracksmith vest, that looks like Jack Miller, the Bristol and West athlete. Jack Miller, real strong operator, 16th at National Cross at the end of February. So Jack Miller's going to be carrying strength into this race, and you're competing over a half marathon. Like I said, 13.1 miles. You're going to need strength. So Jack Miller, used to the tough conditions, he'll be able to cope with things well here. And the 16th place at the National Cross Country, that's a fantastic run. He's, although he's coming into this race with a lot of strength, not just an endurance athlete, a fairly nippy 14:04 for 5,000 metres on the track. So He's not hanging about, and some range as well, spanning up to a 2 hours and 27 minute marathon PB that was set in London. One thing I did notice about Jack Miller, it's refreshing to see with athletes actually. It looks like he just loves racing. Look through his power return the other day. He's clocked up 37 races in 2024, and there was a lot of ones out of them 37 races, a lot of victories in there as well. So, Jack Miller, again, like we said with Sam Gabby-Selassie, an athlete who, likes to race, but obviously knows how to race as well, which is, it's a skill in itself. And on the note of knowing how to race, it looks like Johnny Cornish has struck for home almost, or just injected a bit of pace just to test the field. Struck for home's maybe a bit strong at this stage in the race, but he's injected a little bit of pace, and it's Sam Gabby-Selassie that's gone with him there. So we've seen Jack Miller, the Bristol and West athlete, and I think it was John Sanderson, the Gidford and Godalming athlete, in fourth place with Jack Miller there. So, John Sanderson, strong operator himself, 13:58, 5,000 PB, and a 66-minute half marathon runner. But Johnny Cornish has stolen a march on Sam Gabby-Selassie now. And this is really a significant move in the race now. We can see Johnny Cornish, the Hercules and Wimbledon athlete there. He's pushing on, he's forging on, and he's testing the rest of the field. And he's broke away from Sam Gabby-Selassie, and he's also broken away from Jack Miller there. Jack Miller, as I mentioned, the strong athlete, but Johnny Cornish has stolen a march on these two athletes here, and it's really a case of them answering the question, can they go with him? Now, at this point, it's quite exciting. The race is really hotting up here. We see Sam Gabby-Selassie has got back onto the back of Johnny Cornish. And he's moved in front of Johnny Cornish here. So Sam Gabby-Selassie really got his second win there. It looked like Johnny Cornish had him on the ropes a little bit earlier on in the race, but Sam Gabby-Selassie, as I said, he's got his second win, and now he's pushing on. But Johnny Cornish is not done here. He's pushing up alongside Sam Gabby-Selassie, and it's a little bit of a case of, I'm letting you know I'm still here, and I'm going nowhere. And as I say that, Johnny Cornish has moved to the front and taken a few metres out of Sam Gabby-Selassie. So it's a bit of cat and mouse here between these two athletes. Sam Gabby-Selassie is locked onto the back of Johnny Cornish. He's not letting him go, but it can be discouraging when an athlete moves in front and steals the yards. And like I mentioned there, Johnny Cornish has stolen some yards on Sam Gabby-Selassie here now. Does Sam Gabby-Selassie have the answers to the questions that Johnny Cornish is asking of him? Johnny Cornish, as I mentioned, a 65.05 operator. He clocked a quick 10-miler in November, so he's used to the longer distances. He's carrying the strength in, and he's done the distance before. He's also got that quick 14:25k in his legs from Armagh, so Johnny Cornish is really in form, and you can see him pushing on now. But Sam Gabby-Selassie is not giving him up here. Sam Gabby-Selassie has moved on to the back of him, and he's tracking him everywhere. One thing I will say about Sam Gabby-Selassie that we've noticed from other races is he can finish, and he knows how to win. We said this before, it's a key thing, an athlete knowing how to win a race and knowing the tactics that suit him best. And Sam Gabby-Selassie looks like he's lining things up here for a big kick. He's right on the shoulder of Johnny Cornish, and it must be a bit demoralising for Johnny Cornish taking the lead, breaking away, then Sam Gabby-Selassie reining him back in. And we can see Gabby-Selassie now moves to the front. It's not a definitive move because Johnny Cornish is still there and he's sticking to him like glue, and I don't think he's going to give things up easy here. But Gabby-Selassie, he looks smooth. We've always said this about Gabby-Selassie, a fantastic running form, really relaxed operator, really relaxed in the shoulders, the stride is lengthening there. So Gabby-Selassie hits the front, but as I say that, Johnny Cornish back on the front. These two are trading blows like a competitive boxing match here. One goes to the front, the other one chags him, gets a gap, then he's back on the front again. This is toe-to-toe action, blow-for-blow action. Sam Gabby-Selassie versus Johnny Cornish. This is really coming down to the wire now. Sam Gabby-Selassie does look good, and Johnny Cornish looks like he's working hard to drop him, but Sam Gabby-Selassie is not giving him an inch here. The Belgrave Harrier is clinging on to him, and the Belgrave Harrier is probably eyeing up some more points in the bank for Top Flight Series. Now, as I say that, Gabby-Selassie hits the front, and this looks like a definitive move here. So we can see Sam Gabby-Selassie driving towards the line now. He is going to be our Surrey Half Marathon winner and taking maximum points. His second win in the Top Flight Series fixtures for 2025. A fantastic run by Sam Gabby-Selassie there. Johnny Cornish takes second place in 65.46. A strong run from him. And it looks like Jack Miller across the line there in 65.54. So all three athletes in real close proximity there. But it looks like Sam Gabby-Selassie takes the win, 65 minutes, 43 seconds. Johnny Cornish for second, 65 minutes and 46 seconds. And Jack Miller across the line there, third place, 65.54. So some fantastic running for your Sunday morning at the Surrey Half Marathon, our third fixture in the Top Flight Series for 2025.